Tonight is the eve of Valentine's Day. The eve before the heartful holiday. Some people, it's a love-hate relationship. Some people love it, some people hate it. Whatever your views on Valentine's, whether you're single or a couple, happily dating or married, or it's complicated, whatever your situation is. I just wanted to share, candidly, that it's important to embrace who you are and where you're at. So my love life is not exist. I don't have a love life right now, and that's okay. I'm trying to make peace with who I am and where I'm at in my life. And I'm right now trying to catch up on the dating apps and just trying to connect with the right person, and it's hard. I don't know if he's 0.2 miles away or 2 billion miles away across the globe, in another country. It's a distinct possibility, But I don't want to go through my whole life trying to find just one, the right one, and miss out on living and loving. And so, with all these past relationships, I've had my heart broken before. Oh yeah, many times. But you let go of whatever it was that was negative attached to you, and you keep going. And so I don't want to make this into a big long spiel, but just I hope that you'll embrace who you are and where you're at. Not feel any kind of pressure or anything that's, if you're not with Mr. Right or Mr. or Mrs. Right or whatever gender right, the right person. If you're not with it, you're not alone, because I've spent many Valentine's days still searching, and I still am. At 37 years old, I'm in fast encroaching on my 38th birthday this May. And I'm still trying to search, and I'm still swiping left. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie would say that's hot, I guess. That's their answer to a lot of things. But, it is what it is. I'd rather be by myself than be with the wrong person. It's a life growth experience as well, to be on your own and have the challenge of being your own best friend and using unselfish self-care and being able to understand who you are inside so that you can share your life with the right person. I have a lot of family and friends that I've not been in touch with. My apologies. I've been through some hard times, some hell, and it's like heaven when I'm not going through hell. I've got so much I'm catching up on, but the main thing is, by the end of the day, you need to just have a serenity prayer and be able to make peace with who you are and where you're at. So yeah, whatever it is, focus on what you can do, what's in your control, and what you're making progress with, and let the rest go. And don't put pressure on yourself that's extrinsically motivated. Be guided from the light, from spiritual divine guidance from within. That sometimes it's that small still voice, and other times it roars like thunder. It's more dramatic than that and hit you like a lightning bolt, hopefully in a good way and not knock you out. But anyway, so I don't mean to ramble on and on, but just want you to know that wherever you're at this Valentine's Day, don't feel like it's a cliche. We all have hearts, and I'm all for the imperfect heart, for the heart that keeps beating and loving and wanting to love and not be broken, and trying to repair from being broken, and trying to live on and beat on like the drum beat of a song. And That's actually the only tattoo I have, the only permanent tattoo I have. I always swap out my eye color, my hair color, my tattoos temporary. Like, this is my feather tattoos right now, representing being free as a bird, feather, floating through the air as a feather, free as a feather. But the only permanent one I have is an imperfect heart that I drew, that's not perfect and doesn't need to be, but just keeps being honest and humble and true and real. So just know that that's such a beautiful part of you, being able to tap into, get in touch with, tap into, be aligned with who you are inside, and be able to express that and not feel the pressure to. But when you feel ready, you know, it's like a flower with the right elements, the right nourishment from the sun, from the fertilizer, from the water, being hydrated, with the right elements, those seeds will grow into a beautiful plant or flower or whatever it is they're meant to be, to blossom. But don't force yourself to grow, and don't force others to grow. You know, the more we can proceed with grace and ease and accept ourselves for who we are, for who God made us to be, the more beautiful, and knowing that God never made ugly. That's something that we created within the confines of our minds. Putting things in boxes with stereotypes is a waste of time, but we have, as a society, collectively, you know, lowered our standards to thinking in such a narrow scope. And when you don't have a lens that covers the entire expanse of a composition, you can't really understand what it's about, who we are, you know, what we're about. If you're always judging the book by the cover, you never understand the contents, and you don't understand the entirety of the book. So I view people the same way, and I'm about to write an article, belated or otherwise, for Foresight magazines, about flaws as features. You know, you want to zoom in on my blackheads, I've got plenty of them. Does that make me unworthy and unlovable? Does it maybe make me imperfect in society's eyes? You know, who all trying to have this perfect, quote unquote, perfect skin tone, and what's perceived as being, you know, worthy and perfect. But those standards are not true standards. The net worth of a person is not measurable in a summation of an entire person. It's not measured by God. God does not just value us in terms of our net worth. And if he did, if that were the case, what would be the point in living, right? So let's look beyond all these shallow, superficial, surface level confines, and understand that God created art, and that there's so much beauty in the creation. And, you know, the more we can open our minds and our eyes and our hearts, the more we can open them, the more real our relationships are, the more beautiful we are, realize that we are. Okay? That's the truth of the matter, is that there is no such thing as ugly or fugly or whatever you want to call that's negative. And, you know, God is the only one fit to judge, and he doesn't judge us by our external appearance or even what we perceived as character flaws or personality defects or shortcomings on whatever level. So I hope that you realize that and appreciate who you are and who others are. And the more we can do that, to value the true worth of our being in its full composition, and the more glory we give to our Creator, and the more fully we can live our lives, and the more realized and evolved and empowered we are as human beings, as works of art. So, you know, so and it's easy to get into a box. It's easy to get into a box. So, you know, I have temptation. I have tendencies to have a narrow scope, and that's not my core intent. So go back to your core intent. Be true, be real. Know that however you feel and whatever you look like and whatever it is you're going through, that cannot diminish from your struggles, your suffering, whatever it is that's limiting you or trapping you or dragging you down. It can't limit your self-worth, your identity as a creation and a work of art in God's eyes and in ours. So I hope that you realize that's an important message. And that Valentines, look beyond the surface level and know that love, the unconditional love, the true love, the love that lasts over time, forever and ever, forever, is the unconditional love that we share and that will never die. So hold that in good stead. Know that there's hope and that you always have that, whether you feel like that or not. Whether you feel that you're not alone or not, you're not alone. And I hope that you will realize that and help other people to realize that. Happy Valentine's 2023. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you're with. If you're by yourself, that's fine. Accept that and just do the best that you can and don't give up. Never give up, okay? You have so much to live for. And you're beautiful, you're worthy, and this is true. So reaffirm that, believe that, and know